people are upset that I said Chris McFarland needs to be held accountable. I'm not saying fire Chris McFarland, but oh boy, is he off to an awful start as the Avalanche's GM. Joe Sakic was great. He never missed. But this transition of taking Sakic to president and McFarland to GM reminds me an awful lot of John Elway going to president and George Payton going to GM. It's been a total whiff so far. Re-signing Valeri Nichushkin over Nazem Kadri was a disastrous decision, and sitting on his hands at the trade deadline, especially once Landeskog was out for the year, also not cool. Chris McFarland right now, I'm glad he got his picture with the Stanley Cup, but he hasn't done anything to help these current Avs.
Joe Sakic directed The Hangover. Chris McFarland directed The Hangover II. That's what happened.
Hindsight, isn't it, guys? Hindsight is a lot of...
No. We were saying this. Somebody was saying this about Nazem Kadri in the offseason. He had 3 opportunities to re-sign him. You chose Nichushkin, miss. You didn't trade Girard, miss. Raise your hand if you remember a Sam Girard moment from this series. He was awful. And then you could have said, hey, Eric Johnson, EJ, nobody wants to say this because, again, we got a pitter-patter. EJ needed to retire. They paid him $6 million this year to do zilch, nada, nothing. Those 3 guys took the money that should have gone to Nazem Kadri, and then Will's right. Sat on their hands at the trade deadline. You know why? Because they had already won a cup. Last year it was push all the chips in. We're desperate. We got to win one. They were fat and comfy. Fat and sassy. That's what they were. They were fat and sassy.